Hey everybody, Ranchin here, bringing you all another StarCraft commentary, and holy crap, how far have we gotten ourselves? Semi-finals of the Lost Saga MSL, and they still haven't changed the intro video at all! What a ripoff. Anyway, we got two semi-finals, both mirror matchups, a ZVZ and a PvP. The other matchup that's going to be played on Saturday is going to be PvP between Zhongbi and Stork, but I'm not going to mention that now. I'm not going to talk about that now because now we got something else ahead of us. ZerO against Luxury, a ZVZ mirror matchup. Well, all in all, this guarantees a ZVP final, which I'm insanely excited for. So, up and coming Zerg ZerO's first time this far in the MSL. Actually, a surprise. I don't think a lot of people expected him to get past the round of 16 where he faced Yarnak. Then he faced off against Savior where he won again. You know, made a lot of fanboys very angry at him. And now I'm sure he's been getting, you know, murder notes and fangirls stalking him. You know, not in a good way. Can he be stalked in a good way? I'm sure he can. So yeah, he's at 54% ZVZ, so he's pretty good. His percentage used to be at around 40% before his resurgence. So on the other side, we have Luxury, also known as Practice, but I'm going to stick to calling him Luxury. His ZVZ at this moment is about 66%. And we're not just following the numbers on the screen there. His actual ZVZ percentage is 66%. He's a much more experienced player in that regard, and his Mutalist control is absolutely insane. So we're going to see whether he gets revenge for his younger brother here, and I definitely think he should have what it takes. He's been close before. He's been in the semis in the Star League before, but he just choked up before this point. We're going to see whether he manages to get through here. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Prepare for mass epicness. We're going to see which one of these guys. I think this is definitely going to come down to which one has the, you know, testicular fortitude to get through here. Whoever breaks down is going to lose. So at the lower left in white, as a Zerg, of course, we're going to have ZerO, and he's wearing a white shirt, so that's going to be easy to remember. On the lower right, 5 o'clock, where ZerO is 7 o'clock, we're going to have Luxury in orange, and the KTF shirt has orange on it. Again, easy to remember. Not too hard. Both players sending their overlords north in the wrong direction, so not going to be getting any scouts anytime soon. They're not going to be having overlords sitting over their hatchery, scouting everything out. That's going to, well, favor nobody, so all in all, it's going to be interesting. This is Byzantium II, 4-player map, so it's going to be interesting what kind of strategies people go for. On a 4-player map, you often see Zergs do something a little bit more risky than on a 2-player map, like going maybe for a 12 hatchery expansion early on to try to get the economic advantage going and establishing a second gas, which really helps in the ZVZ late game. What isn't a ZVZ late game is usually like early and mid game for every other matchup. But so what appears to be a 9 pull here from ZerO, and apparently Luxury is going to go for some sort of post-overlord build. Also very early gas from ZerO, so he's going to be getting early gas, early pull, so I think this could be a speedling build. We're going to see what, or it's also could be, of course, a quick tech build. We're going to see overall what it's going to happen as soon as the gas starts mining. If he only mines 100 gas and goes back to minerals, then this is going to be an all-in Zergling build. Meanwhile, now Luxury putting down I think that was, what, 11 extractor, 12 pool, something along that lines. Anyway, extractor and pool coming after the overlord, so he's going to have slightly economically ahead, but we're going to see overall what kind of builds. Not too far. Both players playing fairly safe. I guess you could say a 9 pool build is safe build in Zergling play. Many players go for a 12 pool though instead, so to prevent any sort of weird stuff happening. So Luxury is actually going to put down a hatchery inside of his natural, so he's going to try to get that early gas advantage going. Going to also use that as a production hatchery. Of course, early lair coming up from ZerO, so he's actually not going to go for speedway build. He's going to try to take up the Mules as quickly as he can to try and do some harassment and do some damage overall. Spawning pool almost now ready for Luxury as well, so we're going to see whether he's probably going to take instantly right away as well. ZerO now sending out his Zerglings and scatting out. He is sending one Zergling at the lower right, which is unfortunate for him because his largest massive Zerglings are going to the upper left. But now he's going to spot the Overlord, instantly going to move his Overlords downward. So yes, he's going to have 6 Zerglings, and I'm not seeing his Zerglings quite there yet for Luxury, and ZerO might actually surprise and could do some damage to the hatchery. No, actually, the first 4 zerglings now out for Luxury, so it's not going to be able to do too much damage. He's going to start by harassing, taking a few shots on the building. Now going to move that zergling away. Now going to move in with his own zergling. So ZerO now has a zergling advantage. Drone forcing the cancel from Luxury. Luxury had his hatchery almost done, over halfway done, and forcing the cancel with just 6 zerglings. I think there was a mistake there by Luxury, but of course Luxury felt that it was much more important to try to hold his ramp instead. I think Luxury overall should have been able to hold it. It was going to have more more zerglings reinforcing, but now he could be in a little bit of trouble. He's now putting down, getting his lair, and putting a hatchery inside of his main. Now he's very economically behind. Spire on the way now for ZerO, and Luxury early at a disadvantage, forced to cancel that hatchery. Very good play there by ZerO. Just got in and forcing Luxury to completely cancel that. Luxury is going to be in trouble now. He's going to be behind. His mule is going to be late. His overall troop count is going to be late. ZerO is just going to try to reinforce a few more zerglings just to make sure that Luxury does not break out from this. Luxury does not even have a lair yet, so his spire is going to be very late. Now finally gets the lair going, so his spire is going to be there in any second. Yeah, now the spire goes down. So he's probably going to be forced to build more, focus more on Scourge than Mutalisks, try to hold his back. ZerO, meanwhile, getting his own natural expansion. That's going to stay there and be completely unharassed. So ZerO playing good game here. Wow. He's going to hold ZerO there inside. Not getting a scout in, I think. He might have his overlord in there, but I don't think he does. I'm not quite sure. I don't think either player has an overlord inside of each other's base at this point yet. ZerO's not going to go for a break, though. He could. Going down ramp, of course, is better than going up ramp, breaking in that direction, but I think Luxury is reinforcing more than well enough, and ZerO doesn't want to push in with too many. But Luxury's now actually is going to go with a break. He's going to go for a drone drill with the drones. Opens up an opening with 2 drones. Pretty good there. And the Zerglings not been able to engage pretty well. ZerO holding as long as he can, but is going to lose all of these Zerglings. And now Luxury is going to move out. And ZerO has to be careful. He knows that a bunch of Zerglings are running. I think his hatchery is going to be in time, but he's going to have to build a lot more Zerglings. He has just 1 Zergling running away with very little health, putting down a creep colony inside of his main. We're going to see whether he's going to be forced to cancel that hatchery or not. That would be horrendous for him to force the catch back. I don't think it's a nope. The hatchery actually does come up, but there are Mutalisks on the way, and the Mutalisks are going to start attacking these Zerglings. Some of the Zerglings are going to run inside, some of the Zerglings are going to retreat, but at the very least, the Zerglings aren't going to be a full-on scout. They're going to see everything's going to happen, and they know the Mutalisks are out. Sunken Colony, though, is in place there for ZerO, so there's going to be no damage done by Luxury at all. No drones lost to ZerO. Nothing at all. More Zerglings running out as well. But I think ZerO will be able to hold his back pretty well. Now he has to move out with those Mutalisks. Now, the Luxury doing a pretty good job of keeping those Mutalisks inside of ZerO's base, forcing ZerO not moving out with those Mutalisks. Meanwhile, building his own aerial force of Mutalisks. Has already 4 or 5 on the way, while ZerO has his own little grouping, also getting some Scourge on the way, so it is going to be an aerial battle. And Overlord's just going to see this, going to come down to micro a lot. ZerO's going to stay inside of his base for a while, just going to defend, and we're going to see whether Luxury is going to be the aggressor. Also getting his own Scourge. Both players are going to wait some decent amount of Mutalisks and Scourge before he really try to decide to move out. I'm not quite sure. There's actually ZerO will have more mining if that keeps going. Meanwhile now, Luxury is going to engage in Overlord. That's definitely not going to be very good there for ZerO. I don't think ZerO's killed any Overlords of himself. Now going to move out. Meanwhile, he has a pretty decent number of Mutalisks, has some Scourge alongside. Luxury has a huge number as well. Now there's going to be engagement. ZerO trying to catch the Mutalisks off guard. I'm not sure if any of his Scourge hit. Meanwhile, going to get hit by a lot of Scourge. Luxury doing a pretty good job of catching him there, but a bunch of his own Scourge. ZerO being forced to micro like crazy everywhere, being taken like a lot of shots. Had some own reinforcing Mutalisks there, trying to hit with his own Scourge. But Luxury doing a very good job there. Microing his Mutalisks perfectly catching ZerO there. ZerO tried to go for his own attack, but got caught pretty badly. Now, Luxury has several Zerglings moving in and attacking the natural here of ZerO's. Those Zerglings are going to get cleaned up with the Mutalisks, but there are going to be Mutalisks of Luxury's flying in as well. Going to take out the drone there on the ground, and ZerO's going to have to engage again. We're going to see what happens here. There are some Scourge there for Luxury. If he hits with those Scourge, ZerO's going to be pretty much trouble. Also, random overlord there. I think ZerO's losing most of his Mutalisks. Now it's only 2 Mutalisks. Then Luxury has a large number. Going to attack everything. Also moving a Mutalisk. And Luxury, I think, has far too many for his ZerO's not going to be able to do anything. And now I'm going to move in with some Zerglings and a Mutalisk as well. ZerO, despite having an early advantage after that break, is now in some huge trouble. GG. ZerO taps out. Oh, man. Just look at the beautiful micro there by Luxury. That is what will win you the semi-final, man. Oh boy. So Luxury 1-0 ahead, and ZerO's gonna have to pull out pretty bad. Good game, all in all. Whew, ranching out.